They are back for season 2 of Duck Family Treasure. The beloved Robertson family, also known for the long-running series Duck Dynasty, are once again digging for treasure on Fox Nation. Take a look.
Let's go! Let's go!
What is wrong with him?
There's this. Let's go!
What do you got?
I see the eagle, baby. Woo!
Oh, that is a coin.
Oh, my goodness.
And the adventure does not end there. The hit series now available on foxnation.com. And joining me now, the stars of the show, Jep and Jase Robertson. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us. I'm so excited about the show. I'm a big fan of Duck Dynasty, and I love this new show. How did you come up with the idea to hunt for treasure?
Well, we're all involved in various projects, and one of the things that I do, and Uncle Si does, is we do podcasts. And so I had brought up that I had gotten into this hobby of treasure hunting, and one of the producers said, well, why don't you do a TV show about it? And so kind of as a practical joke, I said, if y'all, the people listening to this podcast, think this would be a good idea, y'all write in. And I gave the producers social media information, which I probably shouldn't have. And I said, if we get 20,000 people that say this is a good idea. And so I was just kind of clowning around. And to my surprise, there was over 70,000 people in the first 2 hours when that podcast came out. So I thought, why not? Let's do a show.
It seems like kind of a community, the treasure hunting guys. So you're kind of one of those guys that we see on the beach with that machine walking around. Those are the treasure hunters, right?
Yeah, that's this guy.
Oh, yeah.
That's my brother. Yeah, he plays that
what's
role.
funny is I thought that's what it was about too, until you start finding some cool stuff, and you're like, this is a fun thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay, so you go through the cast here. You got Si. It says Si is the brains, but Murray is the expert. What's the difference between the brains and the expert?
Well, Murray had been doing this for 40 years, and he's like a human walking encyclopedia. Uncle Si, he doesn't do much besides drink tea. And so he was at that stage of his life where he was wondering, what comes next besides a coffin. And so I said, well, why don't we just have Si go through the letters that come in, and he can pick the spots where we go. And so that's really the basis of the show.
Oh, so
people write in. Yeah, people write in and they say, please come find our treasure. We have some historical place. And we let Si authentically pick the places we go.
So Si picks the places, but you go there. You must have to get permission. Obviously, if some is private land and is some public land. And what happens if you're on private land and then you find treasure? Do you get to put it in your pocket, or does the owner of the land want it?
No, they put you in jail. So we don't,
You don't want that.
No, so we get permission. They sign a consent form. The only private places we've gone, we just basically showed, what they found, and we didn't actually dig holes in their grass. But most places we go are private places, and so we find the stuff. Then we work out a deal with what we're going to do with the stuff we find, because it really is their property, but we have the skill set to find it. It's a lot harder to find it than it looks on TV. They're just showing you when we find it.
Yeah. I got to ask, because I had Si in here and I interviewed him at Fox News. He didn't have a cell phone, so we just had to tell him when to show up. And he did show up on time, and I'm not sure how he gets by without a cell phone. Does he still not have a cell phone?
He does not have a cell phone. When I want to talk to Si, I get in my truck and I go drive to his house and knock on the door.
I think it's fantastic. Well, like I said, I'm a big fan of the show. I love Duck Dynasty. It was a show I could watch with my kids. And I think one of the great things about that show, and one of the things that really made it take off, was when everybody would sit around and they would say grace before dinner. And I think that's something, when I see a show, when they say grace before dinner, I say, okay, that's a show for me. Thanks, Jase and Jep. Thanks for joining us. Up next.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.